Over the last 4.5 years, I've had, well, an amazing travel lifestyle. I've not only visited several countries, but I've actually lived in Playa del Carmen, Mexico for 9 months, Bali, Indonesia for 2 years, and most recently the Philippines for 14 months. Now, I know a lot of you want to travel, whether it's on a vacation you've always wanted to take or an actual move to another country. But perhaps you have doubts, you have fear, you have uncertainty. I want to invite you to explore your opportunities and look through the eyes of someone who's been in the trenches, boots on the ground, experiencing it for the last 4.5 years. A beach life that I have no regrets that I decided to take the leap in late 2020 during COVID. I had reason for fear, doubt, uncertainty, but because of using the power of my imagination and having the courage and taking the practical steps also needed, I did it, and I know you can too. Let's explore. I've become a fearless traveler, and in all honesty, I felt safer in the countries I visited than my own country, and certainly the city I was from, Las Vegas, Nevada, which is a marvelous city, but it's very overrated. And people talk about the dangers of Mexico, the dangers of traveling. The world is unstable. Think about it. Be careful. Consider it carefully. Better maybe stay home. But you notice in my travels, I have met fewer Americans than any other nationality because most people around the world are much more fearless if they can afford to travel than we are, than Americans are. And that's not a slight. It's a fact because I see in my own travels people from all over the world, and in most cases, few of them are American. Are you among those who travel? Are you among those who would like to be? Well, over the next few minutes, I'm going to be sharing with you some ideas. I'm going to invite you to consider whether you can join those that are enjoying the amazing sights that can be seen around the world.
As I mentioned, I'm going to be showing you just a taste of some of my adventures. What you see in the video here was just a few weeks ago on the island that I've been living on, Mindoro Island in the Philippines. And we came across some amazing mangoes. Now, back when I was in the Playa del Carmen, I came across, through my research, this marvelous apartment. I had a rooftop swimming pool, and it was absolutely marvelous. Now, when deciding on getting that apartment, again, I did my research, but I imagined ahead of time that everything would work out. I met the right people, made the right connections, and dealt with some very honest people. And I found that Mexico was actually very safe. Of course, you have to keep your wits about you. You wouldn't walk down a dark alley in New York or Las Vegas. Of course, you need to be smart. And I always assumed that I would meet nice people. And that's the experience I've been having. I know that I'm going to meet nice people every day. Now, that's a conscious decision I made. I meet great people all the time. And you know what? I meet great people all the time. So where is it more affordable? Well, I would rate the 3 countries I lived in this way. Mexico is the most expensive, and you'll need around $2,000 a month to live a comfortable life, depending on where you live. Bali is much more affordable. Bali was at least a third less than Mexico, and about half as much or less than half in the United States. Philippines, a little bit higher than Bali, but more affordable than Mexico. Here's a little shot of my apartment in Playa del Carmen again, which was $400 a month. And that proved to be my most expensive place to stay amongst the places I resided over these last 4 years. And you had everything there. You have access to Western food if you like, and certainly the local cuisine is amazing. I especially love the ceviche and the fresh seafood. Of course, in all of these countries, they offer many of the hobbies and sports that you might like to partake in. I am a scuba diver, and I love the ocean, and so Playa del Carmen, Cozumel, diving off of Cancun, the cenotes, the caves were absolutely amazing. If diving is one of your interests, you'll see that amongst my playlists, my amazing adventure playlist, where I cover many of the places I've been and the experiences I've had. Now, what you're seeing here is my short 2-minute walk, about 200 meters from my apartment in Mindoro, Philippines, down to my beach. And it's almost a private beach because very often there's no one there. It's just adjacent past some rocks about 2 miles down, or about 2.5 kilometers, you'll come to a much more touristy beach. But my beach is almost private. My apartment, are you ready, is only $122 a month, according to the current value of 7,000 pesos in the Philippines. Now, I did a lot of research before I found this amazing apartment by the beach, and that's what I would recommend as you do your research. In fact, better yet, if you can get your boots on the ground, as Dan of Vagabond Awake says, and really experience the location, maybe with a 2-week vacation, an exploratory adventure that you'll enjoy, and you'll also be able to determine whether it's the right place for you. Now, when it comes to having the right mindset, I highly recommend you watch this video that I made a few months ago concerning mindset. This will help you have the right thinking and be able to eliminate your fears. And one of the other great things that will help you is I could recommend, if you will, watching my amazing travels. These are videos that include my personal experiences and also the interviews I did with Dan of Vagabond Awake. One of those interviews that he did with me in Bali has nearly 1 million views now. And I'm forever grateful to Dan because he's helped me tremendously for me to have the right mindset and approach when it comes to traveling. And of course, I highly recommend his channel. I'll leave it in the link. Now, I may have mentioned that I actually found love while living in the Philippines, and it was magical because it was not on a dating site, but I found her very naturally while walking on the beach, actually just as I had imagined I would. And she's absolutely marvelous and fits me ideally. Now, we all have different desires and goals, and yours may not be to move to a foreign country. And certainly it may not be to move to the Southeast Asia, Mexico, or Bali. It may be somewhere else in the world. It may be somewhere in your country that you've got a desire to move to that part of the country and enjoy a better life. It is my advice that you live fearlessly. As we know, in most cases, fear is false evidence appearing real. In fact, it's not true at all. And by stepping out and being courageous, you can have an amazing life. In fact, it's my belief that the best is yet to come. I now provide you with the link to my travel playlist, where you'll see both my travels and my interviews with Dan. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you again real soon.